So good morning, Harry. Thank you for the time. So today I would like to present the next topic that's related to self-regulated learning. So before we continue to how I teach students the self-regulated learning, let me show you my understanding toward this topic. So, self regulated learning actually is an action of self initiated, which consists of goals, settings, and the willingness to do something in order to achieve their goals. It's related to managing time. We need to know which one is priority, which one is not, and we can set the time, how long we need to spend our time in such kind of task. And then choosing the strategies, as we know that students have their own strategies, so they need to know which strategies are appropriate for themselves in learning, so can they get or achieve the goals in understanding something. And the next one is establishing their motivations. Motivation is really important. It's related to the willingness to do something. They need to increase the motivations in order to have an ability to achieve what they want to do for the next. And then they evaluate themselves. Evaluating relate to monitor what exactly that we already done so far, whether it's related to the time, whether we already use time in effective way, or whether we already choose the appropriate strategies that is really appropriate to achieve for our uh, goals. And then during the monitoring and evaluating, we can do the reflections, whether we need to revise it or we need to keep going and try to focus for our goals. Okay, the next is how to teach self-regulated learning to the students. So now, from these presentations, I want to give you an example of the activity. The activity is related to making an article and try to give them to set the goals. First is planning or set the goals. Students can be asked to analyze the learning task and set specific goals toward completing the task. Here, the teachers can give the students and goals. It means that set the goals, what kind of topics that they want to make, what kind of uh, articles that they want to create it based on previous research that has been done, and then set the time. Set the time is really important to achieve the goals. It's you need to understand when they will start and when they finish. They need to set the time and know how long they need to spend their time to do something. And the next is using strategies and performance monitoring. Prompts students to use the strategies and managing the time in creating the tasks. In this case, we as teachers can give them an appropriate strategies or suggest them strategies in order to help them in creating article. For example, we already asked them to create an article. We can suggest them to do a finding minimal 30 articles, and then we try to ask them to analyze how the topics are created, how the topics are analyzed and developed, supported by some articles for some theories, I mean. And then we also can suggest them to make a tabulations. In the tabulations, they can break the articles into separate points. Those points include the topic, the title, this objective, the purpose, theory, and how the result of the article of the research that is consists in the articles. And the last one is reflect on the performance. Reflect is important to be taught to the students in order to evaluate their result and reflect the effectiveness of the strategies that has been chosen. Here, the teachers can ask, or me as a teacher can ask students to present what they have been made. After doing the presentations, the students can ask others friends other opinions from their friends or their teachers, and through those kind of suggestions they can reflect and make the revisions about what exactly we need to add, which one that information that needs to be developed based on the suggestion itself. So that's why reflection also can be done through listen to what the other friends have doing. We can reflect whether we can compare exactly. the students can compare their tasks to another and try to reflect whether there is something that still need to be revised based on additional information that given from the students for other friends. So actually, that's the example, one kind of example of teaching self-regulated learning. There are a lot of activities that has been done, but through that activities, we can uh, give a students a mindset that self-regulated is how you manage your time, set the goals, set the planning, set the strategies, which kind of strategies the appropriate to create something or to achieve the goals. It's related to motivations, managing time, appropriate strategies, and monitoring whether they already uh, manage their time in an effective way or using strategies in appropriate way, something like that. So we need to give them practice step by step that related to self-regulated learning. Okay, I think that's all about my presentations about self-regulated learning and my understanding toward this topic. Thank you so much for the times and have a nice day.